Okay, again, 10/16 of '04. 2 weeks before Bush was elected. The traction that we were getting on the national media is obvious.
A Republican rock group is taking on the Democrats. Smash Alley Underground says the Democrats are not being truthful about what they call 20 atrocities in America. The group blames the liberal media for not exposing what they say are the Democrats' downfalls.
We have been challenging since 2002 election. G. Gordon Liddy read the top 20 list on the air with 5 to 10 million listeners, and I believe we had an effect on the 2002 election, and Republicans won by a landslide.
Walker cites congressional records in the House and Senate as proof for the list.
You know how each night at this time, you've been following our coverage. As soon as my report starts, some band of the night pops up behind me with their sound check. We'll be thankful that the group you're about to see isn't one of them, because you would never hear me. Smash Alley Underground doesn't appear to be technical.
The Democrats, you're back in your cave. A new breed to open your eyes, to make America have its eyes. Vote straight Republican if you want to really do something. Gay people, if you don't like their message, don't.
Definitely voting for conservatives.
With the forefront of our messages, do not go out and beat up gay people if you don't like their message. Don't blow up abortion clinics. Go vote straight Republican if you want to really do something.
Okay, this is for the people
Underground have put together a website
that already saw
the Democratic Party's top 20 atrocities.
The first video.
This band believes information is more than just power. They believe it's an electoral winner.
But somehow they're saying it's a divided nation. We've got a divided nation, 50-50 at every election. Now we've got a blinded nation.
Now we're getting traction with this before the media. Then Bush was elected. Now listen to this. This is what was going on. These are the articles. You're going to hear G. Gordon Liddy reading the top 20 atrocities. We were passing out the flyers. This is what Democrats want for your children. Vote Republican to stop this gay propaganda. This is, and that's just telling people what's going on. That's not the gay community. That's not cracking down. That's telling what people are doing. Because voters do not want that. They claim that it's not normal. We polled 1,000 people. And the results of the poll are on the website, policewidowsofamerica.com. And this is a scenario of what it's like now. $600 billion a year. You got concerned viewers. As long as media corporations, 6 media corporations, can keep the election close, they make more money because they got concerned viewers. They're prepping up the stock. It's more prosecutable now. They've got candidates paying for ads, insane laws to report on. You can read this. If you have to pause it right now, read it and understand. Scenario number 2, if this top 20 list gets out, and when it does, and it is because of this murder that took place, and these 3 teenagers had to take the rap, and we're going to get them out of prison. They did not plan or execute this murder. And if not, being forced into it. They had no reason that is anywhere close to this motive. Billions of dollars and a political assassination to try to intimidate my band. Because if they try to kill one of us, then the top 20 atrocities would be all over the nation. So they targeted one of us and made sure that the State Bureau of Investigation's Kevin Kimbrough, 3 months later, came over and told this guy, hey, you were the original target. And that's what you're about to hear. The second thing was not only the State Bureau of Investigation guy broke protocol, but the fact of how damaging that we were to the Democrat Party and still are, and to the media corporations' money and stocks. And then the date that it happened. December the 14th is when this murder took place. December the 14th. So you're about to hear what G. Gordon Liddy had to say when he was reading the top 20 list off of our website 5 days before the murder. 5 days before the election.
But you, at Cato, that has a publication called SmashAlley.com, and they want everybody to know exactly what the Democratic Party and its candidates are standing for in this election that we're going to have next Tuesday on the 5th of November. And the Democrats don't like you to know this. They would prefer that you vote in an intellectual or an informational vacuum. But listen to this. Only Democrats want to allow partial birth abortion. And what exactly is that? And should it be legal? Well, it is a horrific abortion where the fully developed baby is pulled all the way out except for 1 inch of his head, so he's still legally unborn. Then the doctor stabs the baby in the back of the neck with a scissors, and then takes a tube and sucks his brains out alive. This type of infant murder is so unnecessary and so grotesque that there are fewer than 5% of the doctors will even perform them at all. Partial birth abortion was voted on to be made illegal twice, but both times a Democratic president named Bill Clinton vetoed the bill so he could keep it going on in America no matter how disgusting it is. It's the Democrats who are for partial birth abortion. Remember that when you're trying to decide for whom you will vote. Okay. Only Democrats want to allow live birth abortion. What exactly is live birth abortion? And should that be legal? Well, it's a way of killing a baby that was accidentally born alive in a botched abortion attempt. The baby comes out alive. But to kill it then would be murder. So the doctor puts the baby in a bucket, sets the bucket in a closet, and leaves the baby to suffocate to death. It is, of course, murder. And sometimes has taken an entire 8-hour nurse's shift for a baby to finally suffocate to death. 19 Democrats voted to keep this murderous practice illegal, and several nurses eyewitnessed it in a Lutheran hospital. Are Democrats arranging for public schools to teach homosexual sex ed, and should that be legal? Well, a 14-year-old student secretly taped teachers telling a classroom full of 14-year-old students about a homosexual practice called fisting. In this, a homosexual man inserts his fist into another homosexual man's anatomy, you can imagine where, to stretch him out to prepare him for homosexual intercourse. Other subjects being taught in homosexual sex ed include how to swallow semen. This is awful. Pro-homosexual teachers also vote Democratic and have secretly joined with left-wing media and pro-homosexual groups in trying to recruit your children into a sick, perverted lifestyle by glamorizing homosexuality. They're even succeeded in selling the lie that to be truly hip, cool, and up-to-date, you have to be homosexual or lesbian. Much to the horror of pro-homosexuals, it is a fact that they are not born that way. It is a preference. It's a choice. All right. Are Democrats arranging for your tax dollars to pay for $50,000 sex change operations for sexual perverts, and should it be legal? Answer: Democrats have legalized tax dollars in San Francisco for homosexual males and females, knowing that it just makes the homosexual person more popular in clubs as everyone celebrates his new tax-financed sex change. These cost anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 taxpayer dollars.
Come to the next video.
Lawmakers allow these expensive operations to
number
go
3.
on, knowing full well that many ill children will have to go without much needed treatment, so that these sexual deviants